90% of the time, I play my Switch in docked mode. I'm not even getting the full use out of my Switch, but that other 10% of the time, I'm traveling or taking a dump. When I toss my Switch and its accessories into my bag, I want it to take up as little room as possible. So here are some travel accessories that I think are essential to get the most out of your remote play sessions and to keep your Switch's footprint nice and tiny. If you're not gonna play docked on your trip, then the Switch unit is pretty feature-packed as is. It's got 2 controllers right there on the unit. That's all that you need. The most essential travel accessory is a case. If you're one of those guys that wants to bring 1,000,000 controllers, 1,000,000 games, a dock, then you're gonna want a big old case. That is, if you want your Switch to be in its own case or just take up all of this room. I got other things to worry about. I want my Switch to take up as little room as possible. For a long time, I've been a big fan of this PDP premium travel case. I have the regular old gray one because I bought it at launch, but now there are all different types of designs to choose from, and they're very cheap. Some of the designs go for just $10. I like the soft case because it's malleable. If the case takes up too much room, I can just squeeze it smaller. And I'm just tossing it in my bag anyway, so I don't need that much protection. I really like the game slots. Other cases have bulky, annoying cartridge flaps. I don't have any physical games, so these sleeves are always wasted on me. I'm glad that the ones in the PDP case are out of the way. I can also shove a portable dock in there too. More on that later. If you want even more protection than that, a lot of people have recommended to me this TomTalk case. It's got a harder outer shell, but it's still flexible. It has the game sleeve, and it comes with this Rupel pouch for some reason. It's extremely form-fitting, as you can see by the grooves. Now, the shoulder button grooves definitely do something, but there's no way the face button grooves do a goddamn thing. Actually, the face button grooves are shaped like D-pads, so there's no way they do anything. Purely aesthetic. But anyway, this is a great option if you want something small and durable. It costs ever so slightly more than the PDP case, so you're weighing cost versus durability here. But then there's this, the Amazon Basics Vault case. I didn't even know this thing existed. It's the biggest one, but that's because it's the most durable. And all things considered, it's not even that big. The plastic is very hard, and the inside looks like something you'd use to carry a gun. The cartridge sleeve is completely unobtrusive. The controller grooves actually work. The red one is currently only $7 as an add-on item on Amazon Prime right now, making it the cheapest case on this list. I would expect that price to go up very soon once people start to know about it. And this video isn't gonna help. The only thing keeping this from being my go-to Switch case is its size, which isn't even that big. I just don't need that kind of durability. I'd rather compromise durability for size. But if you're frequently running your Switch over with your car or tossing it out your second-story window, then you should probably get this case. And some insurance on your next one after you break this one. Lately, my go-to Switch case has been this Waterfield Designs one because it's classy as f***. It looks like a little man purse. You can smell the real leather. It has magnetic clasps. The cartridge slots are, again, unobtrusive. The inside is super soft and padded very well. These sleeves on the inside don't really serve much of a purpose, but there is a zipper on the back where I toss my dock. The only problem with this case, and it's gonna be your problem with it too, is that it's $80. $80. Yeah, $80. I said $80. But hey, you're getting real leather, and it's made in San Francisco. Think about how much women spend on their purses to what? Carry their phones, their wallets, their... never mind. If you're gonna carry your Switch around with you a lot, and you own at least one cardigan, then this Switch case might be for you. Otherwise, it's complete overkill. Of course, I'm a little biased here, because I didn't have to spend that money, they sent it to me. I always bring a travel dock with me, but I never end up using it. After the 5.0 update, aftermarket docks have been a use at your own risk accessory. So I do not recommend using anything but the official Nintendo Switch dock. But I do have a theory. I think the people who brick their Switch with an aftermarket dock just aren't using the official Switch charger, because a lot of these aftermarket docks don't come with chargers. You should always use the official Nintendo Switch charger. So if you're willing to take the risk, you can try one of these aftermarket docks. But again, that's just a theory, and I could test it, but I could also just throw $300 in the trash. So if you're willing to take that risk, you can get one of these aftermarket docks. This particular one is by Fast Snail. It seems to work just fine for me, but even better, Spawnwave just reminded me that they make these little dock casings for the official Nintendo Switch dock. So you can make your official dock take up much less room and you won't risk bricking your Switch. You just might risk ruining your dock.
Yeah, don't do this if you want your Switch dock back.
I had completely forgotten that I did this to mine over a year ago. And when I put it all back together into the official dock, it got a little wobbly, but it's fine, everything's fine. If I have my backpack with me, there is always a portable battery in it. They make portable battery cases for the Nintendo Switch, but why would you have a portable battery that can only charge one of your devices? You want a universal portable battery that could charge everything. Anker makes some great ones that I use for a really long time. I also use this RAV Power 26,800 milliamp hour battery, which was complete overkill. Having two USB ports is great in case you and a friend both have dead phones or something, and having a USB-C port is even greater. I've used this thing to get my MacBook some extra juice while editing on a flight, though I've never actually used all of its capacity, so I've since downgraded to this smaller 10,000 milliamp hour battery, which is plenty. I'm also very good at conserving my phone's battery life, so my phone rarely ever dies in the midst of travel. But it's good to know you have something in case it does. They all have iSmart ports, so they detect the voltage that's necessary for best charging. Unfortunately, neither of these will be fast enough to charge the Switch in the midst of intensive gameplay, but it will prolong your playtime. In my experience, it's about slightly less than breaking even. I forgot a USB to USB-C cable. Always bring an extra of every single cable that you want to bring. Either plug one of these in way before the battery dies, or better yet, only charge your Switch with it when the Switch is off. That way you don't screw up your battery. This one also has wireless charging, which is super neat, but I'll never use it. If you're gonna play docked at all, a Pro Controller is very important. I don't recommend just tossing it in your bag though, because every time something knocks up against it, it'll turn on, draining its battery, which could also wake up the Switch, draining its battery. You also don't want things pressing up against the controller's joysticks, which could cause long-term damage. You ever turn on an N64 and the cursor just goes whoop? This semi-hard shell form-fitting case fixes this issue perfectly. Although I have to admit, I stopped taking the Pro Controller with me and started taking the SN30 Pro. It's smaller, it slides right into my Gridit, and it connects much easier to my MacBook, so I can use it for more than just my Switch. I have a whole video on why this is my favorite Switch controller, mostly because of its phenomenal D-pad, but it just went up a peg because of how easy it connects to my MacBook and how well it works with all of my emulators. So, we talked about a lot of things today, and if any of those things interested you, as always, Amazon links to those will be in the description below, and those links help support our channel. If you haven't noticed, I travel pretty light. My priority is to have a quality gaming experience while leaving enough room for all of my other devices, which are arguably a little more important. I mean, I would say my camera or my MacBook is certainly more important than the official Nintendo dock. That thing is huge. That thing is the size of my camera. My camera is smaller than that, actually. Maybe you favor durability more. Maybe you favor quality more and you need a separate Pro Controller for each of the 8 players in your hotel room playing Mario Kart 8. That being said, what do you guys think? What do you bring with you when you travel, especially when related to the Nintendo Switch? Leave it in the comments below, at me on Twitter, and all this other social media garbage. As always, we got new videos and live streams all of the time. Our schedule is usually in a pinned tweet, but this week we're not doing any Twitch streams because I'm away. But you still got Wulff Den live every single Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That will be live here on youtube.com/WulffDen. And as always, the most important things that you can do is subscribe and share this video with the friend that you're gonna travel with so you can get some ideas of what you need so you can play together. Thank you guys very much. You have yourselves a very good week.